the mind right away. Oh, I got to think of something. Not knowing is a beautiful thing. It keeps your mind open and fresh when you don't know. So don't ever let, if you don't know exactly what you want to do, you can't feel bad about that. This society will make you feel bad about not knowing. When you don't know, your mind is open to the universe. So what I'm celebrating is the Star of Ethiopia. Why am I celebrating that? Is because as an artist, I'm learning how deep black culture goes in this country and how deep it's suppressed. And I'm out of the 60s. I'm out of the 60s, so I know the suppression, but I'm still learning how deep. No one is talking about the Star of Ethiopia. 1,000 actors in a show in Washington, D.C. in 1915. They were so organized that they raised the money and had to do it in the American League Baseball Park. Now, why aren't we talking about this as a people, theater people, Hollywood black folks, people in the industry, actors, directors, writers? Why aren't we talking about, this is the 100th anniversary. October 15th of this year was the 100th anniversary of this production. It's written by W.E.B. Du Bois, too. So you find out, well, wow, that's interesting. So that's one thing that we are not discussing. Because usually the narrative is put out by the media. So you study media, right? Can everybody go around the room and tell me what you're doing in the media? Yeah, we'll start with you in the class. In the classes. Your interests.
Our interests in the class?
Yes, your interests is in general, in media, mass communication.
My interest is film.
Film.
Broadcast journalism. Mass communication.
Let's go.
Journalism. Film. Broadcasting.
We got to go around. Come on. That's out.
Entertainment, news, broadcast journalism.
So,
I'm not interested in this. This is general and environment.
okay.
Everything.
All right. We're gonna go around. Because I learned something when I see people's faces and how their voice tones. Yeah.
I'm interested in a lot. Film, photography, videography.
Film and drawing.
Drawing.
Journalism.
Broadcast. Broadcast.
Let's go.
Photography and radio.
Yeah, let's get in sync. Come on.
Voiceover.
TV and radio.
Let's go.
TV and radio.
Broadcasting and journalism.
TV.
Film and script writing.
Script writing.
Nice.
Call and response. Come, let's get in sync. Call and response. Come, let's get in sync. How do you think we broke slavery's chain links? Call and response. Come, let's get in sync. How do you think we broke slavery's chain links? Call and response. Come, let's get in sync. How do you think we broke slavery's chain links? Call and response. Come, let's get in sync. How do you think we broke slavery's chain links? It was the call and response. Response and the call. Justice is balance. Let's create it, y'all. Call and response. Come, let's get in sync. How do you think we broke slavery's chain links? That's how we did it. We had a call and response. People come to speak, but they don't ask the questions of the people who they're speaking. Right? You have concerns. Who am I? Why do I have to come here? Who am I listening to? I will be judged. Judgment in America is a national pastime. We're taught how to judge. And in doing that, that means we're taught to look outward. And the kingdom lies within. So balance becomes my favorite word that I like to share with you. Strive, if you can, for balance. Because you're being taught to look outside of yourself on a constant basis in the media. Looking outside for a story, broadcast journalism, right? Looking for a story, looking for an angle. While you're doing that, how much balance do you have? How much are you looking inside yourself? And how do you do that? Do you do a mantra and feel the energy that comes out of the mantra? And if you're judged, what do you celebrate? You know, what do you celebrate? Do you go out and find a story of celebration? Is that a news story? Or news stories only tragedies? Sometimes that's what the mass media, we're in change. So everything is changing. News is changing. Acting is changing. Film is changing. People call themselves filmmakers and have never shot in film. What are they shooting in? Digital technology, but they're saying, I'm a filmmaker. So how are you a filmmaker? You never shot on 16mm film. You never shot on 35mm film. You never edited on film. How are you a filmmaker? Well, you know what I mean. I shoot digitally. Okay, well, we're just making it clear. So the things that you celebrate in the media, what are we celebrating in the media now? A film that came out that's causing a lot of problems. Let me just drop this on you. Black people are not behind in anything in this country. There would never been an American cinema, something called the film industry, if it wasn't for enslaved African people. Can anybody tell me why? There would be no such thing as the film industry if it wasn't for enslaved African people. Can anybody tell me? That's a very good, that is an answer, yes. See, there's more than one answer. And that's one of them. Culturally, they built their backs off the stories of African people. The Lion King is the baddest African folktale ever, right in front of our noses. The woman, matter of fact, in the Lion King comes and tells the brother, come back and save the people. Greatest African folktale is the Lion King, right up on our noses, we don't even know. The baddest character in the Lion King, nobody even talked about it, his name was Rafiki. Now, you're not gonna hear discussions about Rafiki. You'll hear about James Earl Jones, the Lion King, but hey, what was Rafiki? Who was Rafiki?
Roberto Guillaume.
That's right, one of the greatest vocal performances, in my opinion. What was Rafiki doing? Remember what he was?
He was a messenger.
Okay. Stuff that he was drawing in the sand, that's what Dogon tribes did. See, the oppressor studies us. The oppressor had been studying people of color all over the world and their culture. So I celebrate as an actor. I study news journalism. So yes, it's all one. The stories come, it's all one. David Simon, I've done 3 pieces with David Simon. He was a journalist. He is now the top producer in the industry. Not just The Wire. Because if it wasn't for Homicide: Life on the Street, there would have been no Wire. Anyone ever seen Homicide: Life on the Street? Go back and check that one. You think The Wire was something? I played the colonel in that piece. And the way they shooting our brothers and sisters down, Corrine, Bailey, and I'm on the show, and I can't be concerned. That's why I was on the show from the beginning. Concerned for what's happening in the community, not to be some cute star. Now, those who want to do that, that's fine for them. So, what do you celebrate? Celebrate each day with a mantra, and that gets you ready to come to class. Because then when you come to class, your mind is clear, you've already connected with yourself, your chakras, your yoga, you do what you do, you drink your certain liquids, whatever, your wheatgrass juices or whatever. It's like you guys are born at a time now where everything is changing, the cosmos is changing. And when the cosmos starts changing at a certain time, information is right there for us if we're ready to receive it. But who is gonna bring it to you? So if I say Star of Ethiopia, you don't have to take my word for it. You just check out what that is and get in touch with the people who put that production up. The way I'm celebrating it, I took it to the American Film Institute and shared it with people and said, black people were organized enough to do this in 1915. And there's not one black theater company, professional or community in the nation's capital as we speak. So in 1915, they're doing stuff like that. But in 2016, if I say, let's go to a black theater space in Washington, D.C. and see a play written by a sister or a brother, we're not going anywhere. You're not going to find it. You can go to Arena Stage, you can go to the Studio Theater, you can go to the Woolly Mammoth, you can go, where is the black theater in the nation's capital with all of this talent, all of this money and resources? Where is the black theater company that pays people? Equity theaters, it's called. You're not gonna find it. So as you study certain things, you'll say, well, hey, maybe I can work with some of my own people to build this. So when I come to speak, people say, what are you gonna speak about? I'm saying, I'll speak about Sun Ra. Well, what does Sun Ra have to do with broadcast journalism? I said, well, they have to find out themselves. Sun Ra would come on stage with an antenna on his hat. In broadcast journalism, that means that vibration is used through technology. What do you think we have? You study the Dogon tribe. The Dogon tribe, every 50 years, they celebrated a star called Potolo. And the white folks did not find out about Potolo until fairly recently with technology, and now they are studying black people from Mali, wondering how did these people know that the star Sirius existed, and they did not have the technology that we have. This is the time frame we living in now. Check out the Dogon people. Make that part of